Welcome students. In today's class, we will be entering into another part of engineering mechanics, that is dynamics. You all must be familiar that what dynamics is. Let us quickly revise it. So yes, dynamics is a part of engineering mechanics which deals with bodies under motion. On right hand side you can see a body, that is a car in motion. Now, if we find out the velocity, acceleration, displacement, and forces acting on it, that is known as dynamics. Let us take another example. On the left hand side, you can see there is a man trying to pull a weight of 200 kgs. Now, what will be the acceleration of that block while moving upward? Also, what amount of force is to be applied by a man to lift that load? This all comes under dynamics part. Let us consider one more example. This is a ball which is bouncing on a table, or let us say on a flat surface. Then we need to determine what will be the velocity of this ball bouncing and after how much time it will come to rest. This all analysis of the body which are moving, that comes under dynamics. Hope this all have refreshed your memories. The weightage of this entire part of dynamics is 36 marks out of 80 in your end SEM examination as far as Mumbai University is concerned. So out of 80 marks, 36 marks have been allotted to dynamics. So with this brief information, let us now start our first topic in dynamics, that is kinematics of rigid bodies. Hope you all are geared up to learn something new. Let's begin. The topic kinematic of rigid bodies itself contains two important words. The first word is this, kinematics. What do you mean by kinematics? Kinematic means analysis of a body or a particle without consideration of forces acting on it. Let us see it with an example. So again I have quoted or taken the same example wherein there is a car which is moving with some velocity and acceleration. Now in this particular case we are required to find out what is the velocity of the car, what is the acceleration of the car, or how much this car is displaced, or what is the displacement of this car after some particular time. So this all we find out without considering the forces acting on the body, hence this is known as kinematics. Here we are not interested in finding out the forces responsible for the motion. Instead, we are interested in its velocity, acceleration, displacement, etc. Hope you have got it. The second word in this title is this one, rigid bodies. Now what does this rigid bodies means? Rigid body means a body which does not deform under the action of the forces, or we can say the deformation is very much negligible. In this video alongside, you can see there is a steel ball which had impacted the object, but it itself doesn't deform. Hence we can say that that steel ball is a rigid body, or we can say that it does not deform on application of force. So this is known as rigid bodies. Hence now I can say that in this topic, that is kinematics of rigid bodies, we will find out velocities, acceleration, etc. for an object which is a rigid one. That means it is a non-deformable object. So we said now that we need to find out velocity, acceleration of the body in this topic. To find this, the method which we will use is known as instantaneous center of rotation method. It is popularly known as ICR method. Now, to understand what ICR method is, let us first understand what are the different types of motion a body can perform. The first and the most popular motion is translation. Can you all think of something that performs a translatory motion? Yes, that's good. At least you imagined something. You had something in your mind in front of you. Let us consider a case where there is a link AB. Now what happens? In translation, there is a linear movement of this link AB to new position A dash B dash. Now what's so special in this case? Let us consider a point M on this body AB. So now as this point A moves to A dash, B moves to B dash, similarly this point will also perform a translation motion and reach to this point, let us say M dash. So we can say that any point on this link AB has the same linear velocity as this link. One point noting here is the time taken by this point M to cover this distance and reach M dash is same as that taken by point A to reach A dash and point B to reach B dash. Hence, I can now conclude that any point on this link has the same linear velocity. Let that point be anywhere on the link. So this is an example which you can see of translation motion. You can see that there is a wheel which is just slipping on a horizontal surface, and you can see now that each and every point on this wheel is moving with the same velocity. So what we learned that in translation motion, the linear velocity of all the points on the link or on the body remains same. That is the conclusion which we draw from this kind of motion. Now let us consider another type of motion. The next type of motion is rotational motion. Let us consider this case. Let us consider there is a link AB and is rotated about, let us say, one fixed point, that is A, and displaced to new position, that is A dash B dash. This kind of motion, when a body is rotated or perform motion about a fixed point, then that type of motion is known as rotational motion. Now as we have seen in the previous motion, that is translation, we have seen that linear velocity of all the points on the body remains same. Now let us try to figure out what will be the case in rotational motion. For this, again let me consider this point B. This point B, when performing motion from B to B dash, has subtended one angle, let us say theta. Or in simple words, I can say the body has performed a displacement through an angle theta from point B to B dash. Now let us consider any other point on this link. Let us consider, say, a point M. Now this point M also will be rotated about this point because it is on same link and will reach a new point, let us say M dash. Again you see the angle subtended by point M to M dash is same, that is theta. Let us consider one more point. Let us say it is N. This N also subtends the angle theta while performing motion from N to N dash. Hence I can say that the angular velocity of each and every point on this body is constant. So in first case we have seen that for translation linear velocity at each point remains same. In this case, or in second case of rotational motion, we saw that for every point on the body the angular velocity remains same. Now you must be thinking about what will be the effect of linear velocity of these points on the body. So in simple terms we have the relation linear velocity equal to, that is V is equal to R times omega. Now we have seen that omega is constant. So as omega is constant, now V, we can say, is directly proportional to R. That means I can say as the radius or as the distance from the pivot point increases, the velocity also increases. End point of link AB. It is also evident from this figure. We can see that this point B and point M, if I compare these 2 points, these both points reach M dash and B dash at the same time. Time is same, but the distance is quite different. So to maintain that, the velocity of B should be more as compared to velocity of point M. Hence we can say that as the point goes away from the pivot point, the velocity or the linear velocity goes on increasing. So this is an example of a body performing purely rotational motion. So you can see there is a fixed point about which the entire wheel is rotating. So we can say that each and every point on this circular wheel is having the same angular velocity. Now let us consider another case. Let us again say there is a link AB and this has been shifted to a new position A dash B dash. What kind of motion does this link perform? Either it is rotational or it is translational. Yes, you all are correct. It is performing rotational as well as translation motion. This type of the case where a body performing both rotational and translation motion at the same time is also known as general plane motion. Again I repeat, when a body performs rotational as well as linear motion at the same time, that kind of motion is known as general plane motion. You can easily identify the difference of motion from the 3 animations which are shown on the screen. In first case you can see a body is performing a purely translation motion. Second case, a body performing purely rotational motion about a fixed point. And in third case you can see that a body is performing translation as well as rotation. It is rotating about same point also, and it is also moving forward or changing its position. Hence, I can say in technical terms that this body is performing general plane motion. That is a mixture of translation and rotational motion. Let us now analyze this type of motion, that is general plane motion, in detail.